Siobhan.
You in the camera wait. I didn't nobody want to film me. They like, no one only way in front of the camera, boy. Light skin certified. Light skin certified. Never. What you need to do what? Good afternoon, Miss Smith. I'm great.
Alright, so for today's lesson, what are Miss Smith's rules of classroom? It's 3.
When you come to the you gotta get a box.
True. But I want the 3 guys to be respectful.
Be respectful.
Be respectful, good. Participate, good. One more.
Respect each other. Have respect for each other.
We raise that number. We said respect and participate. We're going to take
No.
responsibility.
Oh,
Good. So, I needed 4 participants in the beginning of my lesson. 4 volunteers. 2 girls.
What would it be? Sweet in the mouth.
2 female students. You don't be scared.
Nobody know you.
Let's go. Giving y'all love. Which one you want to point?
So, Abby? I know you can fight after school.
Alright. So, we want to start with Malik. Behind Malik, you see a sentence. What does the sentence say? I can't believe you're here. Good. Now, what my volunteers are going to do is they are going to read that sentence based on the sheet that I gave them. And we are going to guess what their emotion is when they say that sentence that is on the board. Can I have my first? Anybody can go first. Doesn't matter. Okay, can you get it in the middle? So, you're gonna move a bit more this way. Yes. And you're gonna say the sentence using the emotion that the Smith gave you.
I can't believe you're here!
He sound mad. Mad.
Somebody calls on, so you can say it the other way.
Mad? Excited?
Sure.
Who say angry?
It is angry class.
What are you doing?
So it was angry. Malik's one was angry. Good. Next. We have a few minutes.
Oh, Crystal. I can't believe you're here.
It's
Alright, our next person is going. We're gonna pay attention so that we can get. I can't believe your hair.
Like, sassy type. Hey, do it. See guys again?
Envy.
She will do it again?
Arrogant. Arrogant. I can't believe your hair.
Like, your attitude.
Not surprised. It's an S word, but it's not short.
So sad. Surprise? No.
Begins. The first letters are S and A.
Satisfied. No. Wait. Do it again, please. Do it again.
We gonna do
I can't believe your hair.
No, I think she doing it right. I think she doing it right.
Let's try another one. We gotta come back to that one. Go ahead. Come to the middle.
What? Surprise! Come on.
Not surprised, not shocked.
Wait, put more oxygen to it, bro. Shy? Wait, what? Wait. Shy.
Not shy. Scared.
Scared?
The word on his paper is fair, but he was acting scared.
Wait, were you acting scared?
Alright. Next person.
No? Do it again? Happy.
Yes. Excited.
Excited. Boom. Alright, now see, let's go. Please act like.
Okay, so then this last one I actually heard the word. However, it was not, I did not hear the word when she did it. I heard it from somebody else. So
Whoa.
we're gonna do one more time and then we're gonna try and guess one more time.
Sarcastic.
Sarcastic.
Ah!
The new big word, so
Woo.
sarcastic. So, based on our lesson, our introductory activity, what do we think our lesson today is?
Emotion.
Tone and fluid. Emotions are a part of it. So we're going to head up our books as we saw in our introductory activity.
Malik.
Tone can be used in many different places.
Can I get Mr. Brush
Tone can be used in many different places in our lives.
Give me the black one.
And it's not necessarily what you say, but it is how you say it. You'll start it off with this. Those that are already in class, we're going to write the head of our books with the date, our subject, and our method.
Minute? More than no. Wait, Bali, be here and reacting your party. Pass it down, Lord.
I shouldn't have answered my thought means we're heading up our books.
Give Brady the mirror. Not two to go. Who can't see the leg, bud?
Alright, so like Mr. said, our topic today is tone and fluid. Alright, let's never decide conversations. We're ready for meeting with enough noise. So can I have a random question?
character. You can recognize the tone/attitude by the language/word choices or uses. His language will reveal his perspective/opinion. That is, whether it is positive or negative about the subject.
Good job. So, like Malik read, tone is the author's attitude towards the audience, subject, or character. We can write that first bullet point for sure. We are doing a worksheet before the lesson ends, so please make sure you're taking notes so that you will be prepared.
Down bottom, good.
So for our second bullet point, it reads, you can recognize the tone or attitude by the language or word choice the author uses. His language will reveal his perspective or opinion, that is, whether it is positive or negative about the subject. For that part, we are going to try to summarize that second bullet point so we don't have to write everything verbatim. We're going to write the second one as well, we're just going to summarize. So for example, we can write a shortened version that would read, tone can be recognized by the author's word choice. Tone can be recognized by the author's word choice. Full stop.
Oh, God.
Full stop. This will reveal the author's opinion, then we're going to put in brackets, positive or negative, close brackets, about the subject. This reveals the author's opinion, open bracket, positive or negative, close bracket, about the subject. Is there anyone that has ever done connotation and denotation in their language classes? No?
All we do is just write.
I think so.
Okay, so for those of us that might not have done that topic as yet, our connotation would be the emotional or cultural associations that a word carries. Our denotation, we can easily remember this one based on the capital D, is the definition that will be found in the dictionary. So we can use our D to signify dictionary. So for example, the word home would denote, which is our dictionary definition, a physical place where someone lives. With a connote, which is our emotional, like the way we feel when we hear the word, it would connote warmth, comfort, and family. For example, there is a difference between a house and a home. Do we agree? If someone was to say, I live in a house with my father and mother, versus I live in a home with my father and mother, which one sounds more loving? A home. Good. You do not write that, but it's just a bit more explanation. Now we have both a written tone and a verbal tone. Now of course verbal tone will be easier to detect, which for example, you will tell the difference if someone is speaking to a teacher and a student, or a big brother and a little brother, based on the kinds of words that they use. Now for our written tone, you don't necessarily, if you feel like you need it, you can write it, but it's pretty self-explanatory. That's the easiest one. Now for our written tone, it can be a tad bit more difficult. So when in doubt, readers must examine the context of the story itself. Tone is inferred through the use of descriptive words. For our notes, we're writing the first portion. We are going to write verbal tone, equal sign, easier to detect. And you can write the examples that are present. Written tone, equal sign, more difficult. When in doubt, examine the context of the story. Written tone, equal sign, more difficult, full stop. When in doubt, examine the context of the story. Then we will put another bullet point and write tone is inferred through descriptive words. The word inferred means, in summary, describe, and they want to do the same with the twice. Tone is inferred with descriptive words. For our next slide, we are going to watch a video on verbal tone.
Yes.
And let's find out for inhale. Limit conversation.
I'm going to show you 3 separate people who are going to say the same sentence using different tones of voice. You'll have to listen carefully. See if you can hear the difference. Are you ready? Last night, Mom left the lasagna in the oven a little too long. Let's just say, well, it wasn't edible. So they piled into the car and set off trying to find something to eat. When Mom asked, "What are you in the mood for?" Ryan replied, "I don't care." When Mom asked him, Dad replied, "I don't care." So Ryan asked Mom, "What do you want?" "I don't care." So what do you think? Did you hear the difference?
What is different?
All 3 people said, "I don't care." But one was angry, one was excited, and one was simply busy.
So that video was very similar to our introductory activity, since all 4 of our volunteers said the same sentence, just with a different emotion. So, what part of speech is used to describe tone? Adjectives, good. So we are going to write that so that we will be able to know and recall easily which part of speech describes our tone. Now the key, of course, to choosing the correct tone is to carefully consider the author's word choice. That part we do not write since we already wrote previously that the author's word choice is very important when it comes to figuring out what their opinion on the subject matter may be. Let me write the first one. Only writing adjectives are used to describe tone. Now, since we've already learned about tone, now we are going to learn about what mood is. So let's start a new column in our books for these definitions. So mood is the overall atmosphere of a piece of literature The mood is created by the setting, the characters, and their actions. Simplify it for our notes, we're gonna write mood equals sign, overall atmosphere of a piece. Full stop. The second bullet point to simplify it. Mood equals sign. Created by the setting, the characters, and their actions.
Too much work.
Go ahead. Alright. Now describing mood. What part of speech is used to describe mood? Adjectives are also used to describe mood. So we're going to write adjectives describe mood also. Now, in opposition to our tone, where we are describing the way the author feels, for our mood, we are going to describe the way that we feel when we read the piece. That is the difference between the two. Shall we go? Is that
See ya. See ya. See you back.
Oh, yeah, go to the...
Okay. You make that one there?
You're going to write the second part that says, for mood, you are describing the way you feel reading it. That's the only part of mood. You have the second bullet point of mood you have to write. So this part. You are describing the way you feel reading it. So like the Smith was saying, yes,
Are we ready for the second one?
yes. So in opposition to our tone we describe the way the author feels, but for our mood we are describing the way that we feel when we read it. Like tone as well, the mood words can be either positive or negative. If you want to write that, you can write can be either positive or negative. That's how you have to write. We will have to write the example. Since we're already aware that we're going to use descriptive words that are adjectives. Words can be either positive or negative. So now we're going to do an example as a class. And after that example we do as a class,
Let us start it off.
we're going to do it in pairs.
Neat.
Now below is an example of writing with a mood that feels suspenseful or ominous. After the Smith reads the paragraph, we are going to talk about what words we see that contribute to the mood. Everybody listening? The dense fog hung over the sea like a heavy blanket, muffling the sound of the waking world. The air was thick with anticipation as if something mysterious and unknown lurked just beyond sight. Everyone felt tense, tinged with a sense of foreboding as the city prepared for the arrival of the storm. Now, what words or phrases do we see that contributes to the mood, which is suspenseful or ominous? So Smith is going to write them on this side of the board and then we'll check them in our next slide. Mysterious, okay. Tense, foreboding, tinge, okay? Any phrases?
Muffin? No?
Beyond.
Anticipation.
Change.
Real tinge,
Beyond.
real foreboding, anticipation.
Yeah, I say anticipation.
What do you think?
Beyond.
I can't hear you.
Learn.
Unknown, lurk, good. Heavy,
Beyond.
yawn,
Forbidden.
real foreboding.
Ah,
Check.
why everybody take my answer? Yeah?
Alright. Now let's check our answers and see what all we have that is present. The answers, we have dense. Dense is
I said muffin.
no, dense is on board. Tense is on board. We have tense as well. We have foreboding. Good. We have mysterious.
Give heavy.
We have what we have?
Heavy.
We
Anticipation.
have thick, but we have thick and anticipation as separate words, but they are one. Okay?
We have heavy.
We have heavy. We have
Who's a thing, brother?
these are all two together. So as we can see, when it comes to certain parts, we can conjoin words. That would be our phrases that we would get. So we did really good with this activity. For our next two examples, we may only end up doing one at a time. Before we go for our next two examples, we will be doing a pair activity. However, we are going to watch this video of a chilling story, and then you're going to tell me what the mood of this video is.
What? You say what?
Alright, let's be quiet so that we can hear. Hi,